All right, congratulations. You have now learned to use patience to create collision models for a cave. So in this case, we got all my collision models going all the way around this mesh, made from the geometry of the cave itself. Okay. Now, we're not out of the monotonous woods yet. There's a few things that we have to do. One, we have to name all these parts, and that starts with UCX. So what I want to do here is just go in to each part. First off, let's delete all by type history. Edit, delete by type history. Okay, get rid of all that history, everything, get rid of it. Okay, let's also make sure that we're looking real good here in the hypergraph hierarchy. Okay, wow, it's a big, huge hot mess, right? Biggest hot mess ever. Well, what we want to do here is collapse these so they're not a big, huge hot mess. Okay, what I like to do here is start pulling these away. Now you can see that for each one, okay, you got this, right? And then you got this, which makes a lot more sense. This bad, this good. All right, so the ones with the little tiny mesh on them, see the little mesh, are good. The ones that don't are bad. What I like to do is grab this thing, delete by type history, to get rid of all history to make sure, and then middle mouse button, click and drag these off. Just the ones that are shaped with a mesh. Just pull those bad boys off this tree. It's like picking apples. There we go. Any more? Yep. There we go. Now we have left with this. Okay, look at that. If I highlight it, nothing occurs. That's good. Get rid of it. And we're left with the pure mesh of the apple. Okay, make sure you save your scene. And now, monotonous thing number 2. I start from this side and work my way that way, or vice versa. It doesn't really matter. Then I go in here and type in UCX underscore. Now you can call it anything after the underscore. You can call it banana sandwich, anything. I'm going to call it cave 1. I know, real original, right? Next. Now, if you were smart, you just copy this name, Control C, go to the next poly surface, Control V, and change the number. I know what you're saying. You're going, oh man, this sucks. I just wanted a cave. Now you can appreciate, I think, the level of, not creativity, the level of patience that a game designer has to have to be a game designer. They just want to make cool levels and stuff, but they don't realize that it's a lot of freaking work. It's not all about running up to a perfect wall and saying, wow, that's amazing texture. You can imagine how much work there really is in a level that's all caves in a game engine, right? And in most cases, I get students at the colleges, and they start out, they're like gung ho, everything. When they get to the texture rendering and lighting class, that's where they start to falter a little bit, because once you hit UV land, then it becomes monotonous. What number am I on? Oh, 15. We'll say 15 is a new number. I'm not paying attention to which one is the actual cave itself. I will rename that one cave. There's cave. All right. Perfect. Okay, last thing. Make sure backface culling is on. And what I would do is take all the meshes that are concerned with collision and put them on a layer. Okay, so now you can toggle that off. And then make sure your normals are like this. I can see in the cave. Again, wireframe or backface culling has to be turned on. I also make a note of turning on wireframe on shaded. That sort of helps later on as we manipulate it, if there is any manipulation to be had. I love Maya and its love of graphic cards. There we go. See all the ugliness down here? Yep. Well, let's save this out. And in the next video, we will attempt to import it and see what happens.